Give me the camera. Give it off. Give it off. Down.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Screen.com's fall movie preview. I'm Alex Navarro.
I'm Matthew Rorie.
And we are going to talk about this fall's films.
Good.
This is the feature where we're each going to take 5 films that
Sure.
we are hotly anticipating for the coming fall season.
Okay.
There's a lot of good stuff coming out. You know,
Indeed.
It's award season and all.
I want to say one word to everything that you said.
That's fine by me. And then on top of that, we're also probably going to take a look at a couple of under-the-radar picks, some stuff that maybe we're not entirely sure about, and then also some stuff we're really not looking forward to.
That should be a rating on our site, that thing. I think Grossman already has it.
It's sort of the 2-star rating anyway.
Do you want me to start?
Yeah, why don't you start with your number 5 pick?
My number 5 pick. Again, these are all kind of like, I have no clue if these are going to be good or not, but I think they will be.
We think
my
so.
number 5 pick is Morning Glory.
You got a job yet?
No, but I have feelers out. Lots.
Daybreak's understaffed, underfunded. Any producer who works there will be publicly ridiculed, overworked, on the pay. Awful.
I'll take it.
He's offended by a word in the next story.
It's about Easter chicks.
I'm not saying the word fluffy.
Take what you want, steal my mind, build me up, or cut me down the side, shut me out, but I just scream, I'm only one voice in a million, but you ain't taking that from
So Morning Glory.
Terrible name. To start off.
Well, yeah, but at the same time,
It's a boner joke.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, sort of makes sense for what it is.
Or it's an Oasis reference, I don't know.
So the movie...
But that would be a boner joke, too. So.
Yes. So the movie gives me a very distinct Devil Wears Prada vibe.
Oddly enough, that you would mention that because it's written by the same lady.
Yeah, and it definitely seems like Harrison Ford is sort of doing the same sort of like, you know, very important crank kind of thing.
6 days, 7 nights kind of weird, crusty old man, which is fine. I like him.
Yeah, he's good in that kind of thing. And I love Diane Keaton. I like Rachel McAdams.
Sure.
You know, it seems like could be neat little movie.
Could be solid drama.
What are you most looking forward to about it?
I don't know. I like the trailer a lot. It's really well put together, well polished. I think it's a bad robot movie, so J.J. Abrams, I think, is involved in it
somehow. Yeah.
Again, terrible title, but directed by the same guy who did Notting Hill, one of my favorite, like, well-done romantic comedies. And this is not a romantic comedy, but it looks like kind of a dramedy kind of situation. But I think it looks pretty solid.
I think I could get into that. Good. All right. So for my number 5 pick, I'm cheating a little bit. It's 2 movies at once. Due date, and it's kind of a funny story. Okay.
If you're going to travel with me to Los Angeles, I got to give you a couple guidelines. Number 1, don't ask me a single question.
What's your favorite color? What age did you lose your virginity? Do you like hot dogs? I once ate a foot-long corn dog on a nude beach.
If I miss the birth of my child, I'm going to choke you out with your own scarf. Wrap that thing around your neck and choke you out.
Seems a bit drastic. Holy moly, like I'm traveling with a child!
Did you use the restroom?
Good point. I need to take a pee-pee. Check this thing out.
Sometimes I wish I had an easy answer for why I'm depressed.
Welcome to 3 North Craig, our adult psychiatrics lab.
Hey, Bobby. How about a tour for our new friend Craig? What is it you do here? Same thing as you. What were you doing in the emergency room? ER has the best coffee, son.
Find a cure, find a cure.
But these women must go for a walk. Sometimes it's just good to get out of there. My daughter is better off without me.
I think that she's just gonna want her dad around. What I would do to be you for just a day, I'd just live.
I'm a little Galifianakis'd out, I gotta admit. I think Due Date might be a little... I liked him a lot in The Hangover, but I think he almost needs 2 straight men to really counterbalance.
Well, I agree with that. And the reason I tied these is because they're both Galifianakis movies,
Sure.
but at the same time, they're 2 very different tones and 2 different directors. Like Todd Phillips, Due Date.
Yeah.
I like a lot of what Todd Phillips does from
Sure.
a broad comedy kind of perspective, and I love Robert Downey Jr. So I think I get a real sort of like slightly more over-the-top planes, trains, and automobiles kind of vibe from that movie, and I could see myself liking it a lot.
I hope it's good. Trailer did not impress me.
Now, it's kind of a funny story. This is Ryan Fleck. This is the Half Nelson guy, the guy who made Sugar. You know, Half Nelson, one of my favorite movies of the last decade, frankly.
Yeah, really good.
And great indie stuff. And I think that this seems more like the kind of like slightly wacky, but at the same time dramatic and, you know, a little more heartfelt side of Zach Galifianakis.
I hope so.
And it looks cute. It looks like a really cool, cute movie.
He can only be wacky in so many movies until people get really tired of him.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I don't want him to be the next Jack Black, where I'm sick of him.
No,
already.
I don't either. And I think there's definitely an absolute deluge of Galifianakis this year, but I'm hoping that these 2 turn out to be the best of his stuff for the year.
We'll see.
All right, so what's your number 4 pick?
Monsters. So Monsters is a little tiny budget. Nobody really knows how much it cost to make, but apparently
Yeah.
it could have been as low as like 20 grand. So it's just this guy who does TV special effects. He went out and made a movie. It's about aliens who they go up to get alien dust from the outer space, and they land in South Africa. And apparently,
No, it's
South America, Mexico, somewhere around there, in that part of the South part.
Yes.
So it's a really, really low budget. 2 people is they only shot
main
2
actors,
people.
yeah.
And then apparently,
Well, there are other actors in the movie, but they're barely used,
yeah.
kind of thing.
So apparently it's kind of the next District 9 is what everybody's calling it. So it has a cool little mood trailer out there right now.
It's interesting because it seems like there's a lot of these effects houses and like people that do special effects for a living that are just kind of making their own damn movies for as much money as they can afford. Like Skyline is kind of the same sort of deal.
A little bit bigger budget.
A little bigger budget, but at the same time, like, it's an effects house that just decided. The Strauss brothers are like,
But
we're
this
gonna make
is
this
one
movie.
dude.
Yeah, this is like one guy.
It's one guy who used to do like TV. Like if you ever watched the What Happens After People, he does that kind of shit in his bedroom.
That's pretty impressive.
And then he went out and made a movie. So
Cool.
I up and down on it, but I'm hoping it's really cool.
I am hopeful as well.
I like low budget sci-fi.
Oh, I'm gonna go high budget sci-fi on my next pick.
What do you have?
I've got Tron Legacy.
I'm very, very happy to see you.
What am I supposed to do?
Survive. Your father was the creator.
Where do I find him?
Make it there alive, and he'll find you.
So I saw a bunch of this movie at Comic-Con.
Yeah, they showed a bunch.
And it was good. It looked really good.
So my thing is that I come up very much on the side of Ryan Davis on this, and that the old Tron movie does not really hold up that well in modern times. It's hard to watch at this point. But that said, I have an affection for the fiction of it. I liked what the story of that movie was, and I think that it's cool that they're going to continue it.
Disney's betting heavily on this movie.
They're betting very heavily on it, and it
Shot
just,
in 3D.
It just looks kind of awesome.
It really does.
I love the look of it. It definitely feels like modern Tron, and I
think Garrett Hedlund might be a bit of a weak link.
Yeah, I agree with that.
We'll
but
see.
Jeff Bridges, even in his weird, creepy CG form, I think is going to bring it. And I'm way looking forward to Michael Sheen as David Bowie in Tron. That looks so good.
I just kind of shivered a little.
I know it's pretty awesome. So I think that's probably my biggest budget pick for the entire fall winter season. So there you go.
All right. Well, I number 3.
Number 3. There's a budget there.
It's called The Town.
There are over 300 bank robberies in Boston every year. Most of these professionals live in a 1 square mile neighborhood called Charlestown.
I'm thinking about making a change.
Making a change. Either you got heat or you don't.
If I think anything might happen to her, I'm gonna kill both of you.
Are you in love with me?
Yes.
So The Town,
yes.
might get confused for who's the guy who did like the books that Gone Baby Gone and everything else?
Dennis Lehane.
Dennis Lehane. It kind of looks a little bit like one of his Boston.
Well, it's because it's set in Boston.
Yeah,
and everyone
that's
just assumes
amazing.
every movie set in Boston is based on a Dennis Lehane novel.
This is based on another novel, not by Dennis Lehane, somebody else, but it's
Good.
Ben Affleck directing it. And he's starring in it. He directed Gone Baby Gone, which is really, really good. I liked it a lot.
Which,
I know you
interestingly,
didn't.
in the ad, no, I like Gone Baby Gone okay. I think it was a little overwrought, but I liked it okay.
Yeah.
I think it was a well-directed film.
Sure.
And the funny part of the advertising of this movie is that they, say from the acclaimed director of Gone Baby Gone, but they never actually say it's Ben Affleck.
Which I think is a good move on his part. Like he kind of knows, okay, like I'm Ben Affleck. All right. But he's a lot. Because nowadays, so many of these ads have like directed by Jeff Smith at the end. I'm like, who the fuck is Jeff?
Yeah.
Anyways, bank robbery movie. They take a hostage in one of their bank robberies. Ben Affleck and Jeremy Renner, who hasn't been in much since The Hurt Locker. And then later on, he meets the girl they kidnapped. And she doesn't know it's him because she got blindfolded, and then he falls in love with her. So it sounds like a cool story.
Totally.
And I'm really hoping it winds up being...
cool story, bro.
Yeah. I really hope it's good.
I think
you
so
have a
too.
cool story, bro, coming up.
Yeah,
here.
I think it was. I think as someone who lived in Boston,
Sure.
the thing I appreciated most about the trailer for that one is that there are people in Boston that are not speaking with the Boston accent,
Sure.
because literally not everybody in Boston talks with that the
Pocket
I'm a
lot.
yard kid.
Yeah.
That's not how everybody talks. But the
pocket
people
lot.
in Charlestown definitely do. too. So there you go.
Jeremy Renner has a little bit of a Bostonian in it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anyway,
you have a number 3.
I do have a number 3. My number 3 is The Social Network.
Can't wait to stand over your shoulder and watch you write us a check.
If you guys were the inventors of Facebook, you'd invented Facebook.
Is there anything that you need to tell me?
Your actions could have permanently destroyed everything I've been working on.
We have been working on.
Did you like being a joke? Do you want to go back to that? Mark! This is our time.
You're being accused of intentionally breaching security, violating copyrights, violating individual privacy.
Your best friend is suing you for $600 million.
As for the charges, I believe I deserve some recognition from this board.
So, The Social Network. This is,
Indeed.
For a while when they started showing the trailers for these movies, the teaser ones, like, you didn't really know what to make of it.
I like those little moody atmosphere.
They were interesting, and then they got the big, mellow, dramatic trailer, like, of just,
Justin Timberlake.
The use of Radiohead's Creep with the choir.
Think billions.
Yeah, so it's Aaron Sorkin wrote the script for this. It's
okay.
based on a sort of tell-all book about the making of Facebook,
which came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, and then David Fincher directing. And
good talent.
And Jesse Eisenberg, who does not always compel me in movies, but like I could see him being like just from the trailers, like he seems to evoke the kind of like the sociopathic asshole that they make him out to be in that book. And the dialogue seems, Aaron Sorkin snappy, and it seems like it just like could be a really compelling tale. So I hope so. I'm really hoping this movie turns out good.
I'm a little hoping they don't go too far into the whole like kind of college debauchery kind of stuff, which always kind of is awful.
Well, I think that's just the beginning, because the thing is that like the whole point is that they
move out here.
Zuckerberg, like he has he's trying to get in with the college debauchery, but then like he kind of can't because he's a total dork.
Don't forget, dude, if you had invented Facebook, you would have invented Facebook.
I think I deserve some recognition from this panel.
A lot of good quotes from that trailer.
Oh yeah, totally. All right, so what's your number 2 pick?
My number 2 pick is Tempest.
William Shakespeare, I believe.
Timeless tale of intrigue and debauchery.
Though now with the main role recast as a woman, Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren has made some interesting career choices lately, but I think she'll be really good in
this. Shakespearean acting seems like, sort of like her wheelhouse, certainly.
Yeah.
And Julie Taymor has done, some interesting Shakespearean work before.
You know her from Titus. You'll know her from the Broadway adaptation of The Lion King, where she won a bunch of Tonys, I guess. They're all named after people, I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, but looks really stylized.
Visually, it looks amazing, and it has a really interesting cast. It's like Digimon Hansu as well. Also has Alfred Molina and Russell Brand.
Yes,
doing Shakespeare, which I think is
the two
fascinating.
Kind of, yes, so it'll be very, very interesting.
Yeah,
it was shot like 2 years ago. It's just now coming out, but hopefully that's a bad sign. I think here
maybe it's just took some work to get it all together. We'll see.
How much editing can you really do with Shakespeare?
That's fair.
But we'll see. We'll find out together.
I'm hopeful.
And you have?
I have a number 2 pick as well.
Also,
one I'm also well, not exactly. My number 2 pick is Darren Aronofsky's Black Swan.
I had the craziest dream last night about a girl who was turned into a swan, but her prince falls for the wrong girl and she kills herself.
Watch the way she moves. Sensual. She's not faking it.
You really need to relax.
It's the role, isn't it? It's all this pressure.
Nobody's after you.
Please believe me.
Yeah, Black Swan is interesting because, when someone told me that he was going to make, Aronofsky was going to make a ballet movie, I wasn't quite sure what to make of that.
Say what about Aronofsky. He is not afraid of going off and
trying
doing
a bunch of different subjects and whatever. Yeah, but I mean, when he described it as sort of a companion piece to The Wrestler, I sort of get that now in the sense that it's the lowest of arts and the highest of arts, kind of done in his style.
Odd trailer, really odd trailer.
Very odd trailer. It looks like a unique mix of just sort of very attractive cinematography and some psychological kind of,
single white female kind of stuff.
Yeah, thriller type stuff. And, the thing that people keep talking about with this movie, I'm not going to mince words, is the fact that Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis have a very aggressive, drug-fueled sex scene together. So
I did not know that.
There is.
Spoilers.
So, You know, I am.
That's
going,
not why you're looking.
No,
forward
I
to
am
it.
looking forward to it because I think it looks visually very interesting, and I bet the story.
It's Aronofsky.
Yeah, I mean, I think the story has some intrigue to it, but I'm not going to
I
lie.
like how I can just say it's Aronofsky.
I would also
that means
like
anything.
to watch
You like to watch?
an intense, drug-fueled lesbian sex scene between Mila Kunis and Natalie Portman. I'm just saying. I wouldn't mind watching that.
Be my book.
Fair enough. So before we get to our number 1 picks, we're going to go down a couple of other categories here.
Cool it.
Yes, and I think
Come
we're
back
going to
to it.
start with our wild card picks, as in
Good.
movies that we're not entirely sure whether they're going to be good or bad. We're maybe interested in them, but, you know, we just don't know what to make of them quite yet.
Sure.
So what's yours?
Buried.
I'm buried in a coffin in the ground, and I need help. Please send help. I'm begging you.
How did you end up in the coffin, sir?
I was put here.
You American?
Yeah.
5 million money to 9 more to stay. Buried like dog. United States Farmers, eh?
I'm an American citizen. My convoy was attacked, and I'm being held for ransom. I need $5 million, or I'll be left to die here. These threats are real and will be followed through on.
All right, yeah, Buried. I'm with you on this one, because...
I like Ryan Reynolds.
I do, too.
I like this little micro niche that is coming up with more and more movies that are set in a very small place. And like,
Yes.
there's Devil. There's also a movie I saw a trailer for the other day. I forget what it's called. Set entirely on a ski lift that gets shut down.
Oh, yeah, that movie was actually kind of terrible.
I believe it.
Frozen, I believe is what it was
I
called.
believe it, but it's really weird how more and more of these movies... Anyways, Buried takes place, and a man has been buried alive.
Yeah.
Every frame of the movie has Ryan Reynolds in it. It all takes place in this little, 7-foot-long coffin that he's in, buried alive, trying to call people, trying to get out, doesn't know what happened to him. So 2 hours of him in a coffin. I hope it's cool.
Yeah, I hope it's cool. I've heard mixed things from people that have seen it at festivals.
It seems very likely to inspire mixed feelings.
Yeah, so I'm hopeful, but I still just see it because they haven't really shown a great deal of that footage in those trailers, so I'm still a little not quite sure what to make of it.
I agree.
All right then.
Hence,
yes.
wild card.
Wild card. Now, speaking of wild card, mine is actually quite wild in its wildness.
I don't get it.
Unstoppable.
I'm Wolf Colson. We're working together today. Train 1206. Is there a problem?
I just don't like working at a damn daycare center.
We have an unmanned train rolling into a highly populated area with no air brakes.
Yeah.
1206, 1206. What's up? There's an unmanned train on the northbound track.
It's under power?
It's coming straight at us.
The only way to stop that kind of power, grab it by the tail, gun in the opposite direction. Are you in or you out?
Look, you want to kill yourself, you do it alone.
All right, you do what you want.
Wait.
So, yeah, when I say wild, I mean Tony Scott. Because
Sure.
Tony Scott does not know how to make a movie that is not completely insane.
High octane, Tony Scott.
That's pretty much what he does. Everything he does is fueled by cocaine.
Trailer for this doesn't look quite as
It's not as
stylistically.
frenetic. Yeah, it's not as frenetic as a lot of other Tony Scott movies, which maybe leads me to believe that it might actually be a little bit better than some of his other stuff. You know, it looks.
He's made some good movies last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I like Man on Fire a lot.
Man on Fire is really good. Domino was way.
I did not like The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. I did not really care for that other weird time traveling movie. Deja Vu. I hated Deja Vu. Yeah. But Unstoppable looks like, kind of a neat sort of premise action movie.
You gotta get the kids off the train.
Well, they throw so many different factors together into that trailer that I'm. It seems like it understands how ludicrous it is, and you know what? I'm kind of interested to see what Chris Pine can do, sort of now outside of the Star Trek realm.
It could be the most cliched movie I've ever seen in my life. We'll see when we figure it out. Disaster movies.
The best part is that Rosario Dawson gets to explain every single one of those cliches in that trailer.
Does she take her shirt off?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, we'll find out together.
Yes, we will.
So beyond the wild card ones, we also have another category called Under the Radar.
Yes. Films that maybe not so many people are aware of, or they might miss amid the deluge of major fall films.
Maybe it'll make $1 million or $2 million, maybe.
Who
knows?
Hope
so. And my choice is going to be Tiny Furniture.
Honey, I'm home. Family? I just got off a plane for Ohio. I'm in a postgraduate delirium.
I think you sound like you're in the epilogue to Felicity. Do you really want to start this?
Seems like you had sort of a lot of boyfriends.
I didn't. I was just trying stuff out. Probably kind of like what you're doing.
Relationships aren't, it's not rocket science. If you find yourself having to really think about it a lot, it's over.
Now, I have never even heard of this movie.
Neither have I.
I run a film site.
What is this movie about?
I don't know. It's your pick, so why don't you tell me?
So it's a movie that was made by a woman who had a short film go to South by Southwest, I think last year, and then she came back with this new movie that she made about her graduating from college. It's a fictional story about her graduating from college and going back to New York to live with her mom and her sister.
Okay.
And her mom and her sister in the movie are played by her actual mom and her sister.
Okay.
So she wrote it, she shot it herself. It's a very small budget movie, I assume, like, one of those kind of 30 grand things Sony puts together. But the trailer looks really funny, and I have a weird affection for post-collegiate films or whatever.
That's
college movies I don't care so much for, but high school movies I don't care so much for.
Post-college.
But post-college, that weird kind of ennui that everybody has after they graduate. I'm an adult now, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
It seems like it kind of is going for that kind of time frame in her life. And it looks really funny.
All right. Well, I'm interested in this.
It's under the radar. I don't know. It could be terrible, but I'm looking forward to it.
Well, mine is a little less small, but probably seeming like would be the kind of thing that people might overlook.
Sure.
It is A Woman, a Gun, and a Noodle Shop.
家老板娘和李四有事儿，
我给你个大活，杀了他俩。
Now,
and her lover.
And her lover. Yes. No, so this is actually... Okay, so this is Zhang Yimou, the director of Hero and House of Flying Daggers.
Okay, I like the second one. Hero...
Yeah. But, okay, say what you will about Hero. It was visually very interesting.
Politically
tough.
Really off-putting.
Yeah, very tough. But this is not a political film at all.
Okay.
This is a straight up... Not a straight up, but like a pretty straight remake of Blood Simple, the Coen Brothers movie. But it's done in like sort of ancient China style. So it's like... the same basic premise of Blood Simple, but like done, with the same sort of like sweeping, cinematography of like Chinese landscapes and also
noir, but not noir.
Yeah, like Chinese, like ancient Chinese noir is what it looks like, and it has a very cool flavor to it. The trailer, and I'm very excited to see like what something like that would actually turn into.
As long as there are tasty noodles, that's all I really.
I believe there will be some noodles in the film somewhere.
Good.
Now, Matt, it is time for us to talk about a couple of movies that perhaps we're not super looking forward to.
These are movies that everything else we've talked about, we're probably going to go review the ones that we've talked about. But I think I'm going to send you to the one that I don't want to see.
And I'm going to send you to the one I don't want to see.
Well, no promises there. We might wind up...
We'll see how this goes.
Stabbing ourselves on the heart.
Yeah.
Anyways, the worst movies, the movies that we are totally not looking forward to this fall.
This doesn't mean they are terrible. It just means that they have not presented to us anything that would make us want to see them.
We've cringed when we've seen the trailers for these. Mine is Little Fockers.
I'm so excited to see those little Fockers.
I'm watching you. Well, I have eyes too. So I'll be watching you. Watching me.
Do you know any sexually frustrated old dudes?
Hello, Greg. You mind explaining this? What do you mean?
If you've had that for more than 4 hours, you gotta get to an ER and get you a shot.
There's no way I'm going to an emergency room with this thing. You need to stick me, and you need to stick me now. Little Fockers.
Now that selection should surprise nobody.
Yeah.
Considering, Meet the Parents, okay, had a little bit of heart to it. It was okay.
I really didn't enjoy it, though.
I didn't enjoy it.
Too uncomfortable.
It made like $300 million, something like that.
Yeah, hundreds of millions.
And then Meet the Fockers came out, and here's Dustin Hoffman and Robert De Niro. It should be fucking really good. But no, it's a bunch of shitty gags.
Garbage.
Made $400 million or something crazy like that. So if anything else, Little Fockers is going to be the worst. There's already projectile vomiting.
Yeah.
They're
talking about reshoots where they're just trying to get Dustin Hoffman somewhere in the movie because they thought that would go well. I don't know. Just everything about it seems like it's just...
Here's how we make money.
It just feels like the leftover jokes from the other two.
Let's not forget the penis thing.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, there's a boner joke.
Ha! Yeah, great.
Robert De Niro, you made Godfather Part 2. You made Heat. You made everything else that we love. Why are you having boner jokes in movies? I know you're getting paid well.
It's unfortunate.
I don't mind the fact that you're getting $15 million for this or something.
Well, I maybe do a little bit, but it
looks
terrible.
It looks dire is my word for it.
Now, mine isn't interesting because I went through a lot of different movies, like thinking about it. Like Yogi Bear, for instance, is coming out this fall. That would have been a movie I'm not terribly looking forward to. There's another Katherine Heigl sort of romance movie coming out. That's not something I'm particularly looking for. Yeah, there you go. However, my pick is by far the least appealing looking animated film I have seen in a very, very long time.
Let's keep nodding.
It is Alpha and Omega.
the top of the pack. Humphrey was at the bottom of the heap.
We can eat together,
but we can't, how together.
You were relocated to, repopulate?
Oh, sounds good to me. We make a pretty good team.
We do.
Alpha and Omega.
I don't even know really where to begin with this one. It's
terrible. It looks really awful.
It could be the shitty quality of animation.
Yeah.
It could be the massively terrible voice work from Hayden Panettiere and also Justin Long are the main voice actors they have in the film. Also, it could be the fact that this is literally Dennis Hopper's last film. This is the last thing he was in. And it seems like nothing but a bunch of just like talking animal,
It's all those kind of, hey, talking animals, and hey, here's a talking goat, and here's a talking dog.
Also, the whole movie seems like it's basically about the fact that they can't have sex with each other because she's too cool and he's not. Yeah. But then
That's
I guess
a good message to have to send to the kids.
Yeah, it's a good family film message. So there you go.
Kids, you're never gonna get laid.
Yeah. Great. So Alpha and Omega, I'm going to say it
looks awful.
Really don't want to see it.
Have I said that before? How awful it looks?
It does look awful. Oh, it's a shame. Yeah. But you know what? We're going to turn this back around, and we're going to talk about the movies we are most looking forward to this fall season. I would like to know what your number one pick is, Matthew Rorie.
It's an odd pick, because we don't know much about this movie yet. Hereafter. We don't know much about this movie yet. All we know is the pedigree of the people involved.
Let's talk about that pedigree of people.
Sure.
So it's Clint Eastwood is
directing. I don't think he's in it.
No, I don't think he is either.
I'm kind of up and down on the movies that he is in and directs at the same time, but the movies that he just directs...
Usually pretty awesome.
Usually pretty good.
Though I didn't like Invictus that much, I won't lie.
I haven't seen that one.
Fair enough. But Matt Damon stars.
Written by the guy, though, who did The Queen.
Yes.
Last King of Scotland. Frost and Nixon. Mm-hmm. So a little bit of a pedigree here.
Yeah.
At least for the script and director, too, so hopefully it's good. It's Matt Damon, I think Bryce Dallas Howard is in it, or something like that.
She is as well.
So apparently Matt Damon can speak to the dead, but he chooses not to.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little bit of a Sixth Sense thing, but apparently there's not going to be a big twist in it. It's just kind of more of a straightforward drama about speaking to dead people and how that affects his life. So.
And also, there's like some other side stories about people that have like survived disasters and like sort of like a kind of sort of cathartic, sort of tie together plot line. It does sound very interesting, but again, we know almost nothing about it. But like, given the people involved, I can totally see why you would be stoked.
And
for this
it's coming out like in December or so. It's going to be they're positioning it in that kind of award season. So even though it has supernatural themes, it'll. Probably not going to win a lot of awards for that reason alone, but hopefully it'll be really good.
Fair enough. Well, my pick is also something we don't know a whole ton about either. It is the Coen brothers' remake of True Grit. So the thing with True Grit is that it's not actually a remake of the John Wayne film.
It's a remake of the book.
It's a remake of the it's just another adaptation of the book, like done Coen style. Like they made their version of the original novel in which it's based, and it stars Jeff Bridges.
Yeah, because the movie version of the first movie was kind of a little bit lighter on the True Grit.
This seems like this is actually like there's some grit in it. Like Jeff Bridges plays the John Wayne role.
Sure.
I will watch.
Rooster Cogburn.
First time the Coens and Jeff Bridges have been reunited since The Big Lebowski. So that's right there a call for a great deal of excitement. Huh?
Never saw that one.
What, Big Lebowski?
I'm lying.
You suck. So yeah, that's again we've seen almost nothing of the movie save for like a couple of still images.
One picture, I think,
of Jeff Bridges, but like
big old eye patch.
I love the I love No Country for Old Men. That was practically a western in and of itself.
Sure.
I would love to see what they can do with like a kind of more period pieced style western, and that source material seems like it would be really great.
It's really weird that that's coming out Christmas Day too.
It's a Saturday, like a Saturday release.
Curious how family friendly they're going to make that, because generally Coen Brothers movies do not make a huge amount of money.
No.
If you're releasing a movie on Christmas Day, that's like Sherlock Holmes kind of. We expect this movie to make $200 million.
Yeah.
I hope it's awesome. I hope it's really good, even if it doesn't make a lot of money. I don't think it needs to.
It's a Coen Brothers movie, so like even if it's not great, it's usually still pretty good. But like given the Bridges connection and just the material that they're working from, I have very, very high hopes.
It's all going to hinge on the performance of the teenage girl there.
That's true.
Because if it's bad actress, then that movie's going to suck.
Fair enough.
So that's all we have today on the movies. Look at the movies of the fall.
Yeah, there's some good stuff in there, and by all means, hit up the comments and tell us what you're most looking forward to. Hit up the list feature, make your own list of your most anticipated films of the fall, and otherwise, I guess it's going to be year-end awards time when we do another one of these little retrospective type dealies. In the meantime, we'll see you later.